providing low prices, retailers are able to compete with each other and also meet the demands of consumers. But we don't think about where it actually came from. What if the shirt that you were purchasing was made by a 6-year-old child, or a young woman who was trying to provide for her children, or a man fighting to make ends meet? So often consumers are unaware of where the product is coming from. Because of our unawareness and the desire for low prices, we are causing many individuals to suffer through their work habits. Many individuals come to the U.S. in hopes that they can have a better life for themselves and their family, but end up working in a sweatshop again to make ends meet. They are forced to work here because they don't know their rights in the United States. Today I will be defining what a sweatshop is, explaining how the United States is involved, and describing the treatment workers go through. By allowing ourselves to become more aware of what exactly a sweatshop is and what it consists of, we can begin to take a stand and help numerous individuals. And this is a picture of a sweatshop. The sweatshops are factories where workers endure unhealthy and exploitive conditions such as long hours, unventilated workspace, low pay, and exposure to toxic materials, as defined by Gale Biography. The origination of a sweatshop began because businesses were trying to create better profits, and in order to do so, they were looking for a place that would pay low wages and have little human right protections, which was at the top of the company's mind. If the humane treatment isn't a priority or concern, then the sweatshop is able to get the workers to work as long as they want and do whatever they want in the conditions that they want. Sweatshops range from Central America to South America, in Asia, and certain regions in Europe. No matter the location, though, they all have the same goal in mind: quick production, cheap labor, and high profits. Looking at the economic impact. The biggest concern with eliminating sweatshops is that many economies are already suffering, so if we take away the jobs, then we're going to cause even more of a crisis. And we're not going to do any favors if we do eliminate them. Many countries are in an evil cycle. They're not paying enough to allow the individuals to come out of debt or even to get ahead. Families struggle with even being able to afford a home for their family. The goal is not to eliminate the sweatshop, but to change the working conditions by giving the workers the treatment that they deserve so they can live a better life with their families. And while the prices for us may go up for a few dollars, it would be worth it, knowing that the individual is getting the payment and treatment that they deserve. And instead of standing out and acting against these actions, Americans are just as at fault. And this is a young girl who's working in a sweatshop. While many individuals would never expect the treatment to be carried into the United States regarding a sweatshop, it unfortunately is. Americans are just as bad as any other region. We are supposed to be setting an example, which we are, but it's not one of positivity. Many jobs are sent overseas, so when we see a Made in the USA label, we are ultimately thinking, oh, it's made with human rights and no difficulties. But the sad truth is that it's actually produced in a sweatshop most of the time, with these harsh environments as well. If we don't start bringing the attention to the issue of the unfair and unjust treatment, it's going to seem like it's okay, and it's going to be continued. The treatment of the workers. Workers receive unfair and at times inhumane treatment. The type of treatment that these individuals go through is unthought of most of the time. They endure long hours, often up to 17. They are forced to work in a filthy, unsafe, and just plain miserable environment. Many don't make even more than $1 an hour. The Independent newspaper article notes that employers are able to use special software that has been developed to falsify the records of working hours, making it look as though they are following rules and regulations. It is a dirty operation that is going on, and because no one is stopping it and drawing attention to it, it's still continuing. The abuse that workers go through is unheard of, and Webster's Dictionary.edu mentions that, aside from low pay, they receive no vacation, women can't get maternity leave, they endure verbal abuse, they are beaten, spat on, and even sexually abused. Unfortunately, vast majority of the workers are females, which make up 90%, followed by children. The women are just trying to provide for their families. Because children are often working to help their families out as well, Many child labor laws are being broken daily, and it is a sad situation when a parent has to ask their child to step in and work as well just because they can't provide because they're not receiving enough pay. So what's the goal? The goal is not to eliminate the job itself. It is to create a better environment, creating fair pay, a cleaner environment, less demanding hours, and a life of freedom. Everyone deserves a fair chance. We are all given one life and one life only. We can't just sit back and watch it happen. It's time to acknowledge what is going on and make a difference. We need to eliminate the problem. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity and fair compensation for the time and efforts. And these are two little kids that are doing an agricultural sweatshop. I have two stories to share with you. They both come from bcheights.com, and it was an article written by Joanne Holler. The first one her name is Robina, and she's an 18-year-old teenage girl who works with the Western Dresses. She makes $15.25 a month. Robina quotes that if you make any mistakes or fall behind on your goals, they beat you. She also notes that they slap you and lash you hard on the face with the pants. Normal working hours for her include 16-hour days sitting on a stool, inhaling dust off the factory floor, and enduring overwhelming heat. The second one's name is Masuduka. She's a 19-year-old single mother. She became pregnant at 17 years old. She was forced to quit her job at 8.5 months of being pregnant because her facility didn't offer maternity leave. She had to take out loans to pay for her baby's birth, and she was forced to go back quickly to repay those loans. It's time to bring awareness to this difficulty and hardship that sweatshops are causing numerous individuals. The goal isn't to eliminate, but simply give workers the treatment they deserve. In conclusion, we need to remember that the initial creation of a sweatshop was to eliminate company cost. The goal was never to create inhumanity toward workers. It's taking a negative economic effect in a way, either way that we look at it. Innocent people are being hurt and suffering just for our pockets to have more money in them in the end. If we fail to recognize the problem, so many people are going to suffer and receive treatment that is unnecessary. Many individuals take pride in their work and the ability to give back to their family, looking past all that they must endure. It is an under-the-table operation that needs to be brought to the surface. By bringing awareness to consumers, the possibility of reducing or even eliminating treatment seems very opportune. Thank you.